Okay, boys, week two. Week two of what you might be thinking. You might be asking yourself that. Well, week two of acting, of course. Week two of my journey. This thing that I'm trying to do that, oh, it's not even plugged in. It's going to get that sick light on in the corner. I guess we'll just go over here then. Essentially, Braden Griffiths, I'm 23 years old. I've been in sales for the last couple of years. Haven't enjoyed it a ton. And it felt very disconnected from my purpose. But now I'm pursuing acting. And I am in a period of flux, in a period of uncertainty, because I don't really know what's going to happen as far as applied to one film school. I have started learning some monologues and bought some books and begun some reading, and I've been looking at online courses and things, but I live in a very small town. I live in a small town right on Lake Huron. About 20,000 people if you lump all the towns together. About 10,000 if you want to get specific on the actual town in which I grew up. And there's not a whole lot going on here as far as the entertainment industry. There's one bar that everyone goes to, and there's a DJ there, and there's like a local theater group. But as far as networking and opportunities, not a whole lot. I've looked at it, and I've emailed some of the people around here. But truth be very told, I've been going to Toronto the last 3 or 4 weekends. Got a few buddies down there, and I like it down there. I do. I really do. Things are just going on. There's just a little bit of this, bit of that, bit of random chance. You go to a bar, you meet somebody, you're having a couple drinks. The last few times I've been out in the city to a bar, it's like I've met somebody from film, or just something random happens. There's more life to be had. I find here in my parents' house, my mom's basement, actually, to get very specific. Here, this is a zone of padded walls, if we will, where I'm here. I am very grateful to be here, but as far as things going on, limited. I have a few friends here that I hang out with, the church community that I go to, but other than that, pretty quiet. I'm gonna go play basketball in a men's league tonight, but my objective right now in this second week of acting, in making this decision, I need to be in the city. I think by any cost, I need to be there to have even a sniff of a chance. And even in that point, like thousands of kids graduate studying film studies and take acting lessons all the time, and most never make any money or any kind of career out of it. So to even have a going chance, right, I need to be in the place where things are happening. I need to be in a bar where things are happening, right? I need to be involved in the culture, if you will. And I see this as a good thing. I see this as a moment of clarity where, I've been having some thoughts here where, I want to leave. I want to get going. I want to see what's going on. But thing is, I don't have a ton of money, nor have a place to stay in Toronto. I'd be more than happy to be a bartender and figure it out, because there's pros and cons to 9-to-5 lifestyle versus just, working in the food and service. But it's so cliche, like every single actor in LA is a fucking waiter. So it's just the most typical thing that you could do. And just basic. If I could get this more corporate sales job, I'd probably make a bit more money. And I'm still waiting to hear back from film school, so we'll see all of what's happening. But it's in a place of very much uncertainty, where I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where I'm going to be in 2 weeks. I don't know where I'm going to be at the end of this week. I don't know what's going to be happening, because it all could change very quickly depending on a job, depending on getting into school, depending on a choice to just go and live in the city. So all could change very quickly. And this is exciting because most people never have these experiences to have like a ton of uncertainty. But I think it's stressful at times, and I'm praying that this job will work out and that'd be a good one. But other than that, I'm all about that next play mentality, guys. I don't even know if I'll post this, but I'm just all about. Oh, the cat's here. What's up, bud? She's so loud. I think she's going deaf. Sorry, bud. I'm recording a video. But I just don't really know what is going to happen in the next month. And I'm slightly averse to getting a job around here because that would mean that I'd be committing for at least a period of time. So almost better to not, but it'd be nice to have some income and have that because I don't have a job right now. The thing that keeps coming to my mind is like, how do I best use this time? Because I have a lot of it. And having too much time on your hands is something that can get to your melon a little bit. But I think that that's partially the life of the artist. It's partially the life of the creative, where you're kind of working. You're working to afford yourself the ability to do your craft. And I've bought some books. I've looked at some online courses and things like that. I don't want to get caught in the trap of excessive, mental masturbation, thinking I'm doing so much, even though, books and stuff are helpful. I'm reading An Actor Prepares right now. I just got that book. Stanislavski. I think most of the courses in most film schools teach at least one about his methods. So that's an interesting read so far. But I'm just trying to think of how to make good use of my time. I did a couple monologues for school, but tried to get involved with some local productions. Heard nothing. And I think that the best use of my time now is to get jacked. Perfect. Always useful to film and acting if it's an aesthetic medium. So I can write, create my own work so that I can have work to do things with once I get to the city. I think that's a good one. I'm still working on some ideas on which idea I actually want to pursue. Because sometimes they just hit you with a eureka, like a desire to just do this. Like just talking right now, it's just kind of a desire that I have to talk through the situation. It helps me quantify it and see my next logical steps. And then I can obviously learn monologues on my own. I feel like if there's no stakes, it's hard to get motivated. So like just doing a monologue for the sake of doing a monologue is not that motivating, but I feel like a monologue for the sake of posting it on YouTube, or it's a small skit or a piece of work that I'm going to put out there to get judgment on. I feel like that's something that would be of value to me. And this idea of like failing in public is an interesting one. There's this psycho sales bro that I know. He's so funny, and I chatted to him a couple times, but he would just rant and just post, and he was on LinkedIn, posting like 4 times a day, just talking shit, just like, just saying whatever came to his mind. And there is merit to that. I think that there's merit to just throwing things out there and seeing what's going on. And I have ideas on how to use social media effectively, because I don't see too many actors who are actually just like posting these types of videos and things where there's they're just talking all the time. Because this is like one of those things. It's like reading. It's like talking about acting is not getting better at acting, nor is it writing any creative work. So it's not actually, is it of utility to my actual skill level? No. Is it of utility to my opportunities? Yes and no, because the tongue can be a weapon that can be good and bad. And if you say something that pisses off certain people, then and obviously like it's not going to be of benefit to you, but this can also resonate and land with the right kinds of people. So I think I'm going to delay posting this for a little bit because right now it is February the 3rd. Yesterday was Groundhog's Day, very important day in Canada here, because that means that there will be a short winter and spring will come soon, because Ryerson Willie did not see his shadow. So very important, huge day yesterday, monumental day. But I'm just trying to brainstorm some skit ideas and short film ideas, because I'd love to make something I think I could pull together 4 or 5 different actors and a very low budget set and put together a piece of work. And then I have a few ideas that I know would take a lot of money and a lot of time to sink into, actually write the project. And then in the offhand, I just like writing, and I just like, rants about things. And lately it's been a lot about, jobs and lifestyle and the phony nature, as Holden Caulfield would describe it. But it's interesting, because I like talking, I like posting on social media. Maybe this is valuable to somebody else, maybe not. I think it's at present just for my own sanity and the ability to articulate what is happening, so then I can try and understand it better. So I think that would be useful. But as far as actually piece of work to start, I want to just commit to a short film idea and then commit to writing that daily. I think that would be extremely relevant, because then as soon as I'm into the city, either with this job or with another job and just sleeping on somebody's couch, then I think that if I can make that and then just work either my day job or my evening job as like a bartender or waiter or whatever, then I can just have the time to do it. Because I think that, aside from that, aside from just putting in the work, like say I don't get into film school and like I just end up just taking a bunch of acting classes independently, and say, I do get into film school and then, I'm in class and stuff like that. Regardless, I still want to make my own work. I still want to have my own reel that I can put together, and maybe this content can be part of that reel, or be part of the journey in which I'm pursuing. But I still wrestle with the utility of it and how relevant it actually is to creativity, because talking about creativity is not creating things. It's the actual act and the actual thing of doing it, which is far more relevant. So I'm trying not to be just a all talk and just a procrastinator, but I think Substack and YouTube are 2 of my favorite social medias, because if you can have short form written and then, or like short to long form written and then also have long form video, like I feel like that's fun. And it just it'd be a good tool for networking and meeting other people as soon as I'm in the city, who want to make cool shit. So that'd be good. But it's a weird time, man. Like it's a really, really, really weird time where I don't know what the fuck's going on. But it's everything's a choice, and at any time I could go get a stable job. I just is that the thing I want to do for the rest of my life? Probably not. And I'm 23. Most of these kids in film school have been acting since they were 5 years old. So what's a little delayed start? I never killed anybody. So I tend to be an optimist, and it's hard to be optimistic when you're in your parents' house, just with big ideas and things, and sometimes procrastination on actually making the work. But I think moving out would give me a new sense of urgency, and not in like a desperation of like, I gotta make it, just like a new kick of creativity, I think, where I'm in an environment where people are actually doing things and trying things and actively are being serious about their craft. I think that's an inspiring thing, and you just see how much work people are actually putting in, and it's like a fresh perspective to see how seriously you actually need to take this stuff. So I'm excited for what's to come, and I think I may do these types of videos more often, because having a stream of consciousness is valuable in the long parts of the journey, and maybe this will reach somebody to help inspire them, or if you want to make some work together, let me know, and we can run it up. But yeah, here we are, boys. Week 2. Take it easy.